Good evening, everyone. You're listening to Red Pill 78. I am the corruption detector, and this is your Red Pill News. Special Thanksgiving edition. Hope everyone's having a lovely holiday, spending time with friends and family, giving thanks for all of the things we've been blessed for this year and ever since 2016, that night in November in 2016. We've got a very special presentation today, guys. I'm going to go over in depth post 3634. We've got a couple different articles in there, and we're going to break those down and talk about how the Democrats have been deliberately selling out our country to foreign interests. Now that President Trump is in charge, this is no longer the rule of the day. The swamp is being cleaned up, and Washington is being drained, because we all know the whole thing is a swamp. So everyone sit back, relax, grab your turkey and stuffing, and we'll be right back after a quick word from our sponsor. Are you seeking a fantastic gift for your loved ones this Black Friday? Well, the Patriot Sun Cooker is an amazing device that allows you to heat and boil water outdoors using only sunlight. Depending on conditions, the Patriot Sun Cooker can heat water in as little as 30 minutes and will work anywhere the sun shines. You can use it to boil water, cook noodles or rice, or sterilize your drinking water. No electricity required. Cook your meals, sterilize your water, or melt snow without any batteries or gas. No more reliance on gas stoves and no more heavy and expensive gas canisters. There's no dangerous flames, just an unlimited source of free energy. And at only 2.6 pounds, it's very lightweight and easy to pack. The Patriot Sun Cooker is the perfect gift for you and your loved ones this holiday season. But they're in limited supply, and this is the very last chance to get 20% off the new 2020 model before they sell out. Take advantage now and give the perfect gift this season for the outdoorsman in your life. Please visit www.patriotsuncooker.com. All right, guys, thanks for sticking around. Hope everyone is feeling nice and full and happy. That tryptophan is starting to sink in. Don't fall asleep yet, because we are going to go over each of the articles in this post right here. The video's so big, I had to do it all on its own. So it's called Democrats Have Been Deliberately Selling Out Our Country to Foreign Entities. It says D's. Internal infiltration issue with protecting national security. Democrats are traitors in our midst in Washington. Deliberate? Yes. Do you believe in coincidences? We know that there is no such thing as a coincidence. Dianne Feinstein, Chinese spy insert, over 20 years. Incredible. And the FBI told her, and she had to let him go. But no charges were filed. Let's go ahead and take a look at the article. All right, so here we have coverage from USA Today, published in August of 2018. Trump mocks Senator Feinstein following reports an alleged spy worked for her. An alleged Chinese spy worked for her. The only thing is, there's nothing alleged about it. This was a Chinese spy, and that is why she had to get rid of him. Now, after talking about the ongoing trade war with China and tariffs that the administration has placed on $200 billion worth of Chinese goods, Trump talked about the report and threats to the U.S. and the Russia investigation. He said, speaking of China, it just came out that Democratic leader and the leader of the Russian investigation, Dianne Feinstein, had a Chinese spy as her driver for 20 years. Imagine what that Chinese spy could have learned over the course of that 20 years. Imagine what he was given in terms of intelligence. Imagine what he was allowed to take out and sell to the Chinese government. Now, Feinstein addressed reports Saturday about the alleged spy by posting on Twitter that the situation dated back 5 years ago when the FBI alerted her to the possibility. And it says, the FBI told me 5 years ago that it had concerns that China was seeking to recruit an administrative member of my California staff, despite no access to sensitive information. I took those concerns seriously, learned the facts, and made sure the employee left my office immediately. After 20 years. The driver was, of course, terminated. She says he had no access to sensitive information, but that makes no mention of information Dianne might have given him over the course of that 20 years as her driver. Just imagine the kind of relationship they would have. Dianne just talking about what's going on in government, maybe telling him her frustrations, or maybe even giving him thumb drives full of information that he could then take to his Chinese handlers. Now, of course, we cannot forget the Iran IT scandal. Let's look at that. Now, this is back from June 6th of 2018, and I'm sure that everybody remembers it like it was yesterday. Nothing public happened to the Iran brothers. There was a plea deal that was struck, and many of us were hoping that that plea deal would then lead to additional prosecutions, because Imran Iran was certainly handed this access. Again, Same type of situation. Someone working for many Democrats and even a couple of Republicans, but brought in and given all the power by a Democrat, that Democrat being Debbie Wasserman Schultz. I remember even hearing a rumor that Debbie Wasserman Schultz and Imran Awan had a child together. I have absolutely no idea if that's true, and I'm not even going to repeat where I heard it. But it was just one of those things that was going around at the time this scandal was breaking. Now, remember that Imran Awan and his wife Hina Alvi were charged with bank fraud. They now appear poised to strike a plea deal with the Department of Justice, and a plea agreement was set for July 3rd. Of course, Imran Awan pled guilty to banking fraud. No mention of any of the classified information that he definitely took out of. So he was found to have stolen congressional equipment. There were massive data breaches. He had access to every single member of Congress's emails that he was servicing. But most concerning was the espionage. The espionage that he was committing for the country of Pakistan. So this breach involved data from 40 or more Democratic members of Congress. Absolutely stunning to think that this is going to be taking place in today's world. And it brings a lot more credence to the theory that this is done intentionally. This is no accident. Why do the Democrats keep having breaches of espionage and with data siphoned out of Congress like this? It sure does seem like they're doing this on purpose. Okay, now this is a new one. Ilhan Omar is a paid foreign agent, allegedly. This just came out, and I'm extremely excited to go through this entire article. All right, so Ilhan Omar has been accused of being a paid agent of Qatar and accessing sensitive information for Iran. This is from court testimony, a deposition that was given, I believe, in Florida. Now, Ilhan Omar has been accused of being a paid agent of the government of Qatar and using her position in Congress to access sensitive information for the benefit of Iran, according to testimony in a civil suit in Florida. Alan Bender, he's a Kuwaiti-born Canadian businessman, made the accusations in video conference testimony on October 23rd from Toronto for a civil case filed in Florida against the brother of the Emir of Qatar. His name is Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Thani, and these are over allegations that the Sheikh ordered his American bodyguard to murder 2 people and that he held his American paramedic hostage. Now, Bender's deposition was reported Monday by Al Arabiya. In explosive testimony made by video link from Toronto, Canada, to a Florida district court on October 23rd, Kuwaiti-born Alan Bender claims to have deep ties with governments and royal officials across the Middle East, including Qatar. In his statement, he says that he met Qatar's secretary to the Emir for Security Affairs, Mohammed bin Ahmed bin Abdullah Al Maznad, and 2 other senior Qatari officials. The 3 allegedly claimed credit for the meteoric rise of Omar, saying, "If it wasn't for our cash, Ilhan Omar would just be another black Somali refugee in America collecting welfare and serving tables on the weekends." It's a scathing indictment. The deposition was obtained by Al Arabiya English and authenticated by the attorney for the plaintiffs. In this testimony, Bender claims to have been asked to recruit American politicians and journalists to be Qatari assets. He says he objected, and the Qatari officials responded by saying that several American politicians and journalists were already on the payroll. Most prominently, Ilhan Omar, who was allegedly described as the jewel of the crown according to the deposition. Now, Bender's accusations go much further. According to his testimony, Al Maznad said that Qatar recruited Ilhan Omar from even way before she thought about becoming a government official. They groomed her and arranged the foundation, the grounds for her to get into politics way before she even showed interest. They convinced her. For her part, Omar cooperated with the Qataris and received cash payments, he alleged in this deposition. Bender also claims that once Omar took office, she used her position in the House of Representatives to access sensitive information which she relayed to Qatar and through them to Iran. Now, Imam Tawhidi has been out there talking about this for quite some time. He's known as the Imam of Peace on Twitter, and he's been working for months to expose Omar as a foreign agent. He posted a blind item thread in July starting with this tweet, and we covered it at that time. And he says that this is going to be one of the most important threads he makes on Twitter. Then in September, he actually named Omar as an agent of Qatar in this new Twitter thread. The strategy to expose Ilhan Qatar. After nearly 30,000 retweets, the time has come to start exposing the truth about Ilhan, Minnesota, and what I had stated in my pinned tweet below in July. This is how the matter will unfold and how she will be exposed for what she really is. The first step was to make the thread in the quoted tweet above and show how Ilhan is working with and for the Qatari government and intelligence in the U.S. Congress and framing her critics, me and others, but those were allegations. This is where the evidence comes in. Good stuff. In this tweet thread, Tweedy wrote about the lawsuit and that Bender had been subpoenaed to testify. Tweedy indicated he planned to leverage the case to expose Omar's ties to Qatar by suggesting questions to the plaintiff's attorney, which he apparently has succeeded in doing. Tweedy also accused Linda Sarsour of being involved with Qatar. He continues, and boom, I like this guy. Subpoenas are issued against Qatar's ambassador to the USA, Mishal Al-Thani, Qatar's chief of intelligence, Mohammed Masnad, and Alan Bender. Now it's just a matter of what our Castaneda USA will ask them in the deposition. That would be the lawyer. I will now move forward with a formal recommendation to the lawyer to ask specific questions for those who will attend the depositions. Qatar's ambassador is in the USA, and Alan Bender is a Canadian. They have to attend, and Alan Bender is already complying. Do you see what I'm doing, Ilhan? I found someone you know well about, and the Qataris know him well. They invite him, pay for his tickets, give him gifts, and praise him on TV. Did they tell him about funding you and if you work for them? Let us find out, shall we? Tomorrow, I will publish the letter that I shall now write to attorney, recommending that along with her questions regarding her legal case, she also ask the Qataris and Alan questions that relate to Qatar's illegal activities in the USA and its Congress. Then we will wait for the depositions to be over. I can and will obtain copies of them. If the lawyer asks them the questions we recommend regarding Qatar's relationship with Ilhan and Linda, there will be serious information America needs to know of, and I absolutely agree. This is an explosive claim, and if it's true, then we need to do something about it. Ilhan Omar and people like Linda Sarsour, they cannot be allowed to continue to act as agents of a foreign nation, especially when they're fomenting dissent here in America in the way that they are. They are dangerous, if you ask me. Now, it doesn't end there. Supposedly, the Krasenstein brothers are somehow involved in this mess. The Daily Caller News Foundation has come out and attacked this story. They're saying that it's fake news. Another one of the claims from Alan Bender is that Omar claimed fealty to Erdogan of Turkey. Now, the reason that is interesting is because if you remember back to the vote on sanctions against Turkey for their behavior in regards to the Kurds, Ilhan was the only Democrat to vote against putting those sanctions in. It's very strange because she's all about sanctions when it comes to places like Israel, but when it comes to Turkey, she was absolutely opposed to it. What do you guys think? Is Ilhan Omar actually an agent of a foreign nation? And who could forget about the Clinton server China relay? Remember, there were reports that a Chinese company reportedly hacked into Hillary Clinton's server and got a copy of every email in real time. Now, it did come out later that perhaps this was a spoofed email. This was the name of a Chinese company, but it was using the wrong domain. But just because they're using the wrong domain doesn't mean that these emails are not going to a Chinese entity. Now, this was in code that was discovered on Clinton's server. It was generating a courtesy copy for all of her emails. I believe everything but like one or two. And Peter Strzok knew about it and covered it up. Now, when President Trump learned about this, he stated on Twitter that their credibility, the credibility of the FBI and the DOJ would be forever gone. And a Chinese foreign ministry spokeswoman even responded to Trump's tweet. They said, "This isn't the first time we've heard similar kinds of allegations." China's a big place. Lots of people working in that government. And I would think that they've got a fair amount of compartmentalization like we do here. But they did say China is a staunch defender of cybersecurity. We firmly oppose and crack down on any forms of internet attacks and the stealing of secrets. That was in a comment to Reuters. Well, of course, the ICIG and the FBI declined to comment, and Clinton's office did not respond at that time either. But this right here, once again, is just an example of a security breach on behalf of the Democrats. And we are clearly being told that this is not an accident. This is done on purpose. So continuing here, VJ, Valerie Jarrett, direct relay, Iran, pre-post-Iran deal, future marker. Ooh, we're going to be learning things about Valerie Jarrett and Iran in the very near future. John Kerry, direct relay, Iran, pre- and post-Iran deal, future marker. Remember, John Kerry was entering into shadow diplomacy with Iran after President Trump canceled the deal. If known, why is it allowed to happen? If known, will there be justice? It's only a matter of time. I think clearly we are being told that all of these things have taken place. We know about them. The team knows about them. President Trump is very aware of them. And it is only a matter of time before we see justice being carried out. These people have been allowing data breaches and security breaches of our nation for decades, possibly longer. And now that they're not in power, now that President Trump is draining the swamp, they are going to pay. All right, guys, I think it's pretty obvious. There have been deliberate security breaches in our country for decades, and when you go back to the heart of it, it's always starting with Democrats. These people have been selling America to the highest bidder, and it's time for this to stop. I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of your day. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Thank you for watching. As always, this has been Red Pill 78. I am the Corruption Detector, and this was your Red Pill News. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. And God bless. Hey guys, it's Red Pill. I just wanted to say one more thing. Thank you very much to all my patrons. Thank you to everyone who supports this channel. If anyone wants to help out, there are links in the description of this video below. Please make sure to subscribe to my backup channels in case anything happens here. I will begin publishing there. And if you guys have any questions or tips for me, please send me an email at redpill78@protonmail.com. Also, don't forget to make sure that you have notifications turned on for this channel. When you go to my channel page, there is a little bell. Click that bell and choose all notifications. And if you don't have one already, go sign up on Twitter and follow me there and make sure that your notifications are on. Because even if you don't get a notification from YouTube, I always have a notification that goes out on my Twitter page that lets you know every time I put out a new video. I look forward to reading your messages. I look forward to getting the news to you on a daily basis. And I look forward to seeing you all again in the next episode.